Maybe the keg. I ordered
Is it
small water.
You ordered the small.
Bigger my head.
Hey, I'm Dave with the Gene and Dave Show, and I'm here today with Aaron. We are getting started with the Cinemas Touching Disability Film Festival a little bit early. We're already at the Alamo, and I wanted to take some time to talk to Aaron. Aaron, I just want to kind of have a conversation with you this morning. And,
Sounds great.
Let's start with, who in the hell are you?
I get that question a lot. My name is Aaron Beelner. I am the star, I guess. I don't like using that word. I play the lead role in The Little Tin Man. I play the role of Herman Mitchell. And to give you a crux of what that is, it's a film about a little person who is trying to break out of the stereotypes and typecasting as an actor. And he lives in New York, and he works at his mother's restaurant, and he's pushing to prove himself, and in so doing, he decides that he is going to audition for the fictitious remake of Martin Scorsese's The Wizard of Oz. And so
The Wizard of Oz. Well, that shouldn't be a problem for a little person to get a role in The Wizard of Oz as a munchkin, right?
Exactly. That's what you would think, but he decides he's not going that route. He's going to try to play the
Dorothy?
Tin Man. Dorothy? Yeah, well, I thought about it. I look
You
good
stretch,
in,
right?
I look good in red heels. But he goes for, he considers every role. He considers the lion, but a short lion would take the irony out of the character, of course, because a short lion with no courage. But he decides for the Tin Man.
Okay.
And the audition is interesting, and I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to spoil the film.
But I have seen the preview, and it looks like a really good film. Looks like it's got a little mixture of this and that, along with a little romance in there.
Yeah, there's a soup's on a sprinkle, if you will. You know, just maybe a teaspoon of the romance. The lead characters, Miller and Herman. Miller is not aware of the fact that Herman thinks of her more than just a friend, and so that comes out in the film as well.
So is this your first film?
No.
Okay.
No, this is my, as far as features are concerned, I think this is my 6th or 7th feature. I've done smaller parts, no pun intended. Well, pun intended. I've done a lot of stand-in work. I ended up doing a bunch of stand work for most of my kids in features, because the way features work, a kid can only be on set for so many hours.
Okay.
So you do all of their behind-the-scenes work, all their lighting cues, sound cues, what have you. I have another feature coming out. It's produced by Jeff Foxworthy. It'll be out, they're saying the end of this year. I'm saying Friday, first part of 2015.
So you might be a redneck?
No, it's called Cracker Jack, and I play a premarital counselor, which is a unique stretch for me, because I shouldn't ever be put in that role, ever, in real life. So, yeah, it's interesting.
So where do you live?
I live north of Atlanta, a city called Marietta.
Okay. And there's some filming going on there, or do you have to travel for everything that you do?
Well, you know, with the tax incentive in Georgia, filming is nonstop now. I mean, every week there's a new feature, and they think they did around 100 films last year, and I know we're close to that, if not surpassed that. But no, I travel as much as I can.
Yeah, we're enjoying the tax incentive here in Austin, too.
Yeah?
We have a lot of film coming here in Austin.
Well, LA is no longer the Mecca. Hollywood is now universal, and you know there's tons of good stuff in New York, but it's about location. It's about finding that unique place, and Texas definitely have a lot to offer that way as well. No, it's I go where you have to go. As an actor, you're not. Yeah, you claim a home base, if you will. Sure. But in reality, now LA, New York, I've filmed. I'd name a state: Virginia. Minnesota, Indiana. I'll travel wherever I have to go. Yeah.
And so you're here in Austin this weekend for the Disability Film Festival. You consider dwarfism a disability? A lot of people, get up in arms about names and labels and things like that. Do you consider being short-statured a disability?
No, I don't. But the truth of it is, I don't think any one person who is considered disabled is actually feeling that they're disabled. It's society looking at them and considering them disabled. When people start talking about disabilities and people who have differences and unique characteristics and challenges, if you will, it's usually the person who's observing that individual who puts the quote-unquote disability before the person.
So it's more of a perception then.
Absolutely.
Of the way people see
Absolutely.
things.
You know, my father taught me that, really. He said, he said a couple of things, and without being too curt, he was very blunt. He said, you're going to have to bust your blank twice as hard as everybody else, and I don't like second place. So me being a little person never was considered a disability. It was a stepping stone to push.
So do you think that the perceptions have changed at all with the shows, the reality shows on TLC, Little People, Big World, Little Couple? Do you think that's helped, or do you think that's just made things worse in a way?
In a dream world, I'd want to say it was 100% beneficial.
Okay.
I don't think it is 100%, and nothing because of nothing faulting what their goal is or their theme is for these shows. I know the roll-ups. I know Jennifer Arnold was in a Little Couple.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of those people, and of course they're trying to tell their story and say, hey, we're human beings.
Sure.
Okay, and we're doing things like anyone else. We put on our pants the same way. We put on our shoes. We're going out and working. We have to make a living.
Right.
You know, we have to pay the bills. We have to eat. We have to provide for our families. It's unfortunate that you can't impress upon your audience those themes universally. Because I am noticing we did some shooting up in New York last week about the term midget and how offensive that is. And I'm seeing great response for the most part, and then I'm seeing some of the most audacious comments and in the notes and what have you from some people, and I think a lot of it is just intentional, jest and being malicious just for the sake of being malicious. Because some of the things I've read, I totally blew me away. And then there are other people, many other people, who said, "Thank you for doing this. This is a great way to open people's eyes." And my fiance is she's average sized, and so she herself said, "Aaron, if you hadn't explained this to me, I wasn't intending to be malicious. It was just not knowing, for the lack of not knowing, which is the ignorance in itself." And it's when you have that knowledge, it's how you handle it. If you keep going past what you've been told in an educated form,
sure,
and people will go, "Oh well, I'm still going to think this way." Well, that's sad. I mean, that's the sad part. So yeah, have those shows help? I think they have, but is it 100%?
So what's your suggestion for people that have to deal with this? I mean, how do you handle it?
Never quit.
Okay.
Never quit. Never give up. You're going to have moments, of course. There are days where you go, "All right, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and now I just want to scream. I just want to go crazy." And then you have days where you realize, hey, this is something that I can learn from, and something that I can help others. And I mean, children are a great resource for that, because of course they're very honest, they're very forthright, and they will tell you exactly what they think. And I find it kind of charming in a way. I've had children come up to me and they'll touch, and they want to know if you're real. I've had kids come up and say, "Can you tell Santa something?" Now, I will say the one time I was being mean, I was like, "No, he doesn't like me." And then I apologized because the kid got a little distraught.
Oh my goodness.
Standing there. But no, it's when you get to an adult stage that you go, really? You really are putting what you see, as my difference. You're judging me on my stature, and you assume that's the other thing. Assumptions are made. You assume that I'm not capable of doing what anybody else can do just because of my stature. So.
Well, great. Well, I think our drinks have arrived.
Are we going for it?
Were you ready
Yeah,
for
I want to try it.
Okay, this is one of my favorites here
Go ahead.
at the Alamo Draft House.
You got it?
You got
No,
it?
seriously? There's
And
beer in this.
Yes, this is a Guinness shake. So I cheers to you. Welcome to Austin.
Thank you, Dave.
And thank you for
And I'm
being
so
here.
be a part of the Dave and Gene show. It's the Dave and Gene
It's
show,
the
right?
Dave and Gene show. That's right. That's what it is today.
It's Dave and Gene. because Gene's not here.
Gene's nowhere to be seen.
He's obviously too good for us. Wow, this is, I would have never guessed.
What
Are
do
you
you think?
kidding me? There's Guinness in that.
Yes.
Mary, have you ever had a Guinness shake?
I actually never have.
I don't know your name, sir. What's your name?
David.
David, have you ever had one of these?
Yeah. Which one is it?
It's the Guinness shake. That's
It's
insane.
good, right?
I like the
I've
maker.
had the
The
shakes,
maker
but
shake
not
is really good
The
too.
bourbon
what?
ones.
Yeah.
The maker
the
shake?
maker
It's
shake.
a
It almost sounds. It almost tastes like a seasonal nutmeg.
Yeah, like a bourbon nutmeggy punch.
What's in it?
It's shake mix and Maker's Mark bourbon and
And a little bit of nutmeg, and it's really tasty. It's yummy.
yeah.
It's yummy.
Who created all this? Is this exclusive to
Mark
Austin? Because I've
It's
never
almost,
heard of
It's
putting,
almost like an eggnog.
Yeah.
It has that same taste.
but I've never heard of putting beer in a shake or bourbon.
We do
Wow,
a
I
porter.
may not
the,
leave
the
today.
porter one's really good too. It has crushed candy pecans in it. Pecan porter in that.
Oh my God! Thanks so
Yeah, I
much.
put on a few pounds.
Thank you.
So that's
I'm
good
not
stuff.
leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm staying here today. You'll
That's good
find
stuff.
me in the highball for the rest of the weekend.
That's right. We're at the Alamo Draft House, where the Cinema Touching Disability will be airing this weekend, both Friday and Saturday evening. Well, speaking of disabilities and being out of the norm, it's about people that are dancing from their wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
Wheelchair dancing. I mean,
Ballroom dancing.
people in wheelchairs can't dance.
Oh, I
I mean-
can't wait to see that. You know why? Because I saw a little bit of a snippet of like a trailer,
Uh-huh.
and I was waiting for my visceral response. I wanted to know what the word would be that would jump off my tongue, and it was so amazingly elegant. It was so, it just totally wrapped around me. And now I'm going to sit and film, and I want to see it. I want to sit there. I want to watch. I don't want to be interrupted. I might have a few of these because these are amazing. This is like honey from the nectar from the gods. But I know the music chair or the wheelchair ballroom, unbelievable, unbelievable. So if anyone passes to see that, they're making a huge mistake.
Mm-hmm.
A huge mistake.
And then Saturday night, you'll be here
I
to
will.
talk to people. We're
I
going
will.
to be watching the Little Tin Man.
We're doing a Q&A afterwards for the Little Tin Man. I'm also, from what I understand, I'm going to be helping or assisting or emceeing the auction.
Oh,
They're giving me a microphone,
that's
and
good
I
fun.
get to say whatever I wish.
Everybody will be
After
in
about
trouble.
4 of these. So if people come out and are willing to survive that,
Yeah,
it could be quite a show.
and Dennis,
Oh my God, those are awesome. That's ridiculous.
pretty good. Huh?
Beer in a
We
shake.
should back to
Who thought of that? See, and I'm not like the alpha male kind of drink. I mean, I love stuff like this, and especially with a little straw. I mean, nothing says macho like a straw. All
You've
that
got to
stuff.
come in here tonight, and that's what you're going to order. That's how you're going to start your
Yeah, that's how
your
I'm going to
evening.
open the night.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they're giving me a microphone. They're
So
insane.
Musical Chairs is on Friday night. We're going to watch the Little Tin Men on Tin Man on Saturday night, along with a short that I love. I love the My Gimpy Life.
Have you
Have
seen
you seen
pieces
this?
of that?
I've
I
seen
saw-
it all. I've watched every episode. I subscribe. As being in Austin, being an actor here in Austin, I'm right with it
Really?
because all that stuff in that film has happened to me.
Is it funny? I saw like 5 minutes, and I need to finish. Is it worth it?
Oh yeah,
Good?
it's great.
Awesome.
It's great.
I'm in.
She's having trouble with her agent. I mean, what actor does not have trouble with their agent?
Oh God.
I know her agent is up on like the second floor of this building and comes down what looks like a fire escape. She has to do an audition in the alley of one place because she can't get
I
in
didn't
to
see
do
that.
the
I gotta
audition.
watch this.
And I've done this before, right?
Really?
I mean, I've been to places and, well, I'm sorry, we can't get you into the upstairs room where we're doing the auditions. We'll have to bring them down to you, and you'll be doing your audition in the parking lot or
You're
in
kidding.
the lobby of the building. Oh no,
You've done
happened.
this. That's
several times, different places. And you just, like you said, as an actor, sometimes you just have to go forward and you have to take.
Well, you adapt.
take that.
You
You
have
adapt.
To.
You do it.
You do what you have to in order to perform.
Sure.
True.
To go for whatever role that you're being asked to portray. And you definitely you don't want to say no, or at least I don't. You know, I want to try out for any kind of crazy doctor or.
I said no 2 days ago, though.
You did.
I did say no. I got a call from an agent.
Tell us about saying.
Well, because I've hit a point in my career where, and unfortunately, I've hit a point in my career where I'm not going to humiliate myself for the sake of $1. And they're wanting Baby New Year. They're wanting a little person to dress up in a diaper for a New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
At a bar. So I'm like, no way. They're like, well, what is any amount of money? I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm all right. So no, it's, you know, but there's a fine line, you know, because you're performing, you want to get roles and you want to be seen, and you're hoping that through more exposure and being seen, that, well, not like in a diaper exposure, but like, you know, just to see your talents, that you'll get to more opportunities.
Right.
But there is a limit, you know. You have to say, what is going to further my career and what is absolutely degrading. I mean, ridiculous.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And that comes out in the film, actually, in The Little Tin Man. There, I have an agent, my character's agent, is constantly submitting him for things that are ridiculously stereotypical. For example, there's a joke that Lucky Charms is getting rid of the animation and they're going live action. So would I play Leprechaun? And there's a joke where he's going to be playing the head munchkin, if you will. There's a joke where he is going to. This actually was an offer I received years ago. There was some type of social event. They were looking for a little person to wear a sombrero that was going to have chips and dip in the brim of it, and you just walk around and people would be able to eat salsa and guacamole off your head.
Another one you said no to.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I was like, no way.
So there are times.
There absolutely are times. There are things, you know what? I did Radio City. I was in a Christmas spectacular for 3 years. And I wasn't going to do that. And the reason I did is the late Michael Gilden, who had played in the show for quite some time, said, Aaron, think about Santa Claus, think about elves. That story is never going to change. And you get to kind of light up the faces of children who are going to come see the show. And it's Radio City. I mean, it's a huge, huge venue. And so I did tour with him for 3 years. And I don't regret that. Do I want to play an elf? No, not necessarily. Not now. I wouldn't. I mean, if I had the chance to go back, which I do, to go back to Radio City, I was like, no, I'm all right. I'm good. I experienced it, but it wasn't a horrific experience by any means. It was grueling. I mean, it's quite a schedule. You do 80-some shows in 8 weeks. But what was unbelievable was certain like reviews. I would say like the newspaper reviews were the terms they would use to describe the show. It was totally way by. I thought, you know, this is. At that time, it was 2011. It was 2001. I did the first tour that I did that went from Atlanta to Cleveland, and I was totally blown away by the responses of people. They're very callous.
That's awesome. Sounds like your career is going in the right direction.
It's going. Yeah, we're doing our thing now.
Awesome. I think things are rolling. So let me give you a hypothetical question now.
Okay.
You might think about this.
Is there going to be any math involved?
No math. We may have to order another drink though.
Yeah.
So let's there's a lot of movie remakes coming out right now. They're having trouble coming up with their own
new ideas.
Yeah. So they're remaking movies right now. Think in your mind if they were going to remake any movie and you could portray any character, what movie would it be and what character would you play?
Wow, that's a great question. I've never heard that question. Okay, well, it's funny you should say that because when we walked into the theater, they have the carpet for a scene from The Shining.
Sure.
I wouldn't mind playing Jack. I've always wanted to play a role that isn't so much comedic as it is just absolutely intimidating by presence. I had an opportunity. There was a series they were auditioning for in Atlanta, and they wanted someone to play Satan. And it was modern day. They were taking biblical stories and turning them into modern day events, and they wanted somebody to play Satan, but it would be Satan in like a suit. And I auditioned for that role, and they weren't looking for a little person. As a matter of fact, the writer was totally against it, and the director said, "Oh, come on, we should try." And I was actually cast. So any type of, I've always wanted to be in a horror film, just to say that I've played in a horror film because of the prosthetic work and all the special effects work. It's not so much about scary, because once you realize what's all involved in a horror film, they're not frightening to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I sit there and watch them and go, "Oh my God, look what they had to do to get that effect." And I ruin films that way for people because they're all like, "Oh, that's so scary." And I'm like, no, they did this kind of blood, and then they had this kind of special bit, and notice how they used the hoist there and all this, and it's like, okay. But no, I would love to play Jack in The Shining.
Yeah, that's.
I think that would
great.
be pretty intense.
Yeah, it would be. That would be. Having a little person be Jack is also would fit into the scare factor of it all, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
and I
there
think
are people out there that are scared of little people.
Exactly. Yes, I don't want to name any names, but there's actually a major public figure who did an interview a few months ago and stated that The Wizard of Oz was deathly frightening to that person, and that person couldn't be comfortable around little people. I actually had an experience in grad school, if you don't mind me sharing. We were doing a play by Lanford Wilson called The 5th of July, and we had very little time in rehearsal, and we were working one of the scenes, and we were botching. It was horrible. We were missing lines, and I became a little curt about the situation, and I said, "We're going to do this again, and I don't want to hear any blankety blank laughing." And the stage manager's assistant, I found out, was afraid of little people, and I got a little hot about it. Not about that, but I got a little hot about how people weren't taking this scene seriously. And so we took a break, and the stage manager approached me and said, "She's not willing to come back into the room." I'm like, "What?" "She's deathly afraid of little people to begin with, and you just kind of pushed that a little bit." So I had to kind of like do this icebreaker with this person and warm it up and go, "Hey, I won't bite. I promise. I won't. My head won't spin around. I don't spit out pea soup. I promise it's going to be cool and calm." And she was okay. She liked it. But there is a huge. I didn't realize this. There's this fear of people who happen to be little. It's like, I wish that would have happened when I was in school. I'm sure that would have helped with a lot of teachers that I didn't like. So, but it didn't work out that way.
Absolutely.
No, it's crazy how that works.
It is. It is. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Awesome.
I appreciate you being here
Yes.
on
The Dave and Gene Show.
the Dave
Not
and
the
Gene
Gene
show.
and Dave Show anymore, because Gene's not here today.
Shit,
Okay.
I got to get new T-shirts.
Dave and
printed.
Gene Show, and I want a shirt that says Dave and Gene. Thank you very much.
There you go. Thank you, Aaron, for being
It's a pleasure.
here.
Thank
for
you.
being welcome to Austin, and we look forward to the Film Fest this weekend, and hope you can come out and
Yeah.
check it out.
Thanks.